Welcome back everyone to another episode of Scavenging with Pineleaf, a series of tales, travels, and trifles. And today we are going to do some trifling handling of various enemies. Essentially we need to defeat 8 foes in various places all over the place, and we'll be starting with a new menace. Partly because it's the first one in the list, and partly because it's probably the lowest level area in the list, if I see this properly. I'm sure it doesn't hurt that it is also the earliest one in the alphabet for the list. So that is 6. Getting 8 of these are fairly straightforward. Now, there is one section that is already done, and that is Giant's Valley, because that all got done when I was doing the Fort of Bruinen skirmish for Gandalf. So, therefore, that's 2 down, and now it's time for us to head into the Lone Lands to Garth Agarwin, which, actually, now I think of it, that sounds like the earliest one in the leveling scheme. Garth Agarwin is located deep within the red swamps in the lowlands. So this is our lowest level area that we've got in the list, even lower than Anuminous where it was before. So therefore the list is not strictly in the order that you will encounter them level-wise. Now, if you don't think you want to go all the way through the Red Swamp, you could of course run other Garth Agarwin instances, which is what I did on a couple of my other characters. But I wanted to see what would happen if I tried doing this on the landscape. And yes, I'm high enough level that I just ripped through them. And I managed to get them all with Garth Agarwin without worrying about heading into one of those instances. So that is GA. So now let's then head to the Giant Halls. Whee! Unlike Anuminous, where there are plenty of instances, I presume some of them will give you credit in this quest. So unlike Anuminous, where you have several areas that I'm guessing would, even though I had not thought about that until now. And of course, Giant Valley, which you can get credit for by running Fort of Bruinen. And Garth Agarwin, which you can get from running the various instances there. I cannot think of any instance that you could substitute for Giant Halls. I think you just have to come out here and find the monsters and kill them. Now, you have made plenty of trips to this place because you have to get down into the Giant Valley, or at least near the Giant Valley, in order to get the, I think it was the Drake in Year 1, which is way up in the pass up over there. And you have several other instances where you have to come down here for remembrances, such as at the Needle, and all sorts of places. So you come here quite a bit. Unfortunately, I think it's been a few episodes since we have needed to come down in this area, so this is a bit of an isolate if you are doing them individually like I am rather than together, and it would be more efficient if I was going for efficiency, and it'd be nice if I can count him before he goes and knocks me back 100 yards. Alright, and then we will take care of this last one, and that'll give us for Giant Halls. So now we need to go to Hisuk. Where the world is that? Here we are at Hisuk, which is in the Doldinen in the North Downs, so therefore about the same level as the Lone Lands as the GA, maybe slightly lower. Now, I will have to say that yes, I did attempt to see if I could kill the foes in Attack at Dawn. And would they give me credit? And no, they did not. So, I don't know the reason for that, because this is very definitely the site in Attack at Dawn. So I don't know why the mobs there don't count, even though the giants in Fort of Brunin did. Well, I don't know, but I've got my 8 down, and now it's time to head to Limelight Gorge. Yeesh! We have made it to Limelight Gorge, and more trolls. And they're a bit tougher here because we are in a group content area, and we're also all the way up to level 75 now for our opponents. And I really haven't done Limelight Gorge all that. As you can see, that was the first troll I killed in this area. So I don't often come down into Limelight Gorge because it is designed for group content, and I have some characters that do group content and some that don't, and since this is one of my YouTube series characters, I am less likely to do group content on this character. So now, surely there are other mobs in here. They couldn't have said Pineleaf is here and all run away. No, they certainly wouldn't have done that. I could go after a stalking horn. Yeah, this is like fighting a tree. Well, yeah, usually when you're fighting a tree, you have the advantage of the tree not fighting back, though, so I guess it's tougher than fighting a tree. But yes, definitely getting a little bit less easy to go and just one-shot them, which is what I did all the way back in Numinous and in some of the other places. So therefore, let me find about 6 more foes, and then we can go to Ostalagos. Ostalagos is one of the stranger areas. We are in the Weather Hills, which is in Breland, but we've got these level 55 mobs here. Now you see that that one does not count. I think we actually have to go into these ruins here in order to get credit, and there's no way I'm climbing that. And it's a structure that's a bit of a pain to get into. So it is certainly not a place that one generally goes to, because why? You're in a level 20-ish zone here. Let's see that bird. You're in a level 20. Look at this. That's a level 19 bird right there. So you're in a level 19, 20-ish area. You've got these people right here who give you quests just outside the Lone Lands. And you run into them all over the place. And then you've got these orcs here. So therefore, you have these people that give you level 20-ish quests right next to an area with 55 mobs all over the place. Yes, you do have the wolves on the other side and a couple of orcs that are around 20-ish that you do for... I always think of them as Lone Lands quests because they're about the same level as Lone Lands creatures in their way, but they're technically in Breland. So, yes, it's a place that, except doing this anniversary thing, I just never come here. Because why have a level 55 zone in the border between Breeland and the Lowlands, where you would be expecting level 20-ish mobs? Don't know. Never quite figured it out. And it always gets left out because when I'm level 55, I usually find myself in the middle of Moria. And the last thing I'm thinking about is new deed, Orc Slayer Advanced. Now that go with Orc Slayer against Breeland. You see this particular character, I didn't even bother killing the orcs in Bree much. So you see, if I didn't go back and kill all the orcs down in Bree, I'm certainly not going to be coming back down and looking out if there are any pockets of level 55 mobs in the middle of Os Alagos. Though, there is one thing one can think about this area, and that is if you have a character that plans not to go into Moria at all, and you're looking, where can I find some level 55 mobs that are outside of Moria? Well, here it is. This is the only level 55 area on it. So therefore, if you felt like you wanted your character to never go into Moria, and then after you drew out every single XP point you can get out of Eregion, then this might be the place you would have to go to get up a couple of levels so that you could then head into Enidwythe. But outside of that, and outside of the anniversary event, I cannot think of any reason to come here. Next, we are in Eredluine. Yes, that is a starter zone, but we are in the Reputation Dungeon, Sarner, which is level 46, and apparently I haven't been in Sarner before because I unlocked a deed. Master of Beasts. Yeah, I did not come here. I wasn't doing much in the way of reputation on this character, as you can see. The fact that I haven't been in the rep dungeon here. So I am a little shy on some reputation points in the various areas of the game. Go, and that is Sarner. So that's all done. So that means we have only one place left, and that is that delightful place, Tarling's Crown. Can I skip that one? I have arrived at Tarling's Crown, and I see that it is held against us, so to speak. Unfortunately, this is what Tarling's Crown is like. It's a very nasty place. We've got 7 enemies here, and we are talking about elites all over the place. They're level 100, so it's not like I could just squish them like a little pebble. So I'm going to have to see if I can survive 7 of these at once. Now, I barely got through here with my main warden, so I suspect I am going to have to use a flop in order to get through here. Because this is going to be tough. Because that happens! I forgot about the stuns. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to survive this, so therefore it's going to be time to flop right here. And see if I could do something inside, because I think there are some smaller camps here. Let's get rid of that. And see if I can actually get 8 of them. Well, at least the good news is that if something does go wrong, I should be fine from the point of view of doing my deeds and the like, because the trifles, you know, I'm not finishing them all because there's one that involves doing raids and all that stuff, and you know that I sort of didn't do much on that matter. So it's not like I'll be able to finish this particular deed without it, but it'd be nice if I could finish as many of these quests as possible. Now you would think that with a 5 level advantage I'd have some ability to get by this guy. But he's been quite a number to me. There we go. But I think I'm able to take him down. Good, because it'll be a while before I am able to do another flop. Yeah, I thought that the worst place was going to be that front door. And I've had 105 characters that have trouble getting in through there. So therefore, yeah. This is not exactly the easiest place to go, but it is in the quest line, so we'll see if we can do it. Actually, with these oath... Now, how does an oath... Okay, I suppose he could do a mental stun. I mean, that would be possible, even though they were showing a physical stun being done there. Alright, let me get my morale back up and go after the next one. Oh, come on! I always find getting stunned annoying. Okay, I'll admit I don't have any right to complain in this one because my usual complaint is once you do major stuns against you in solo content. This is not intended to be solo content. This is Trifling's Crown. Elites all over the place. The quests here are all marked fellowship quests, so therefore complaining about people stunning you in solo quests, while it's a legitimate complaint in a solo quest, it's obviously not a legitimate complaint in a group quest. Well, I think I'll see if I can get 5 more of these and I'll be back. I think though while I'm picking off these Oathbreakers, I'll avoid these Corsair Captains. They're elite masters and I don't think I'll be able to take him. Or if I manage it, it'll take me a long time and things will probably respawn all around me. So, I think I'll go after lighter prey. And that is now done. Thank goodness. Unfortunately, I managed to get 3 at once at the end there, which is a real pain, but I managed to get through this and complete the Year 9 Trifles, which means when we return next time, we'll be entering into Year 10, where we will have hopefully an easier time to this. We'll see if we do in the next episode of Scavenging with Pineleaf, a series of tales, travels, and trifles.